Rich, it's a different challenge today. The weather is so day-to-day out here, and when you get a breeze like this that's kicking up, you really have to sort of change your approach to playing these holes.
It looks nice out there, the blue skies, plenty of high sunshine, but it's a challenge because those winds have really freshened up. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Well, you have to be thinking about birdie here on this approach shot at the 6th, Frank.
A good aggressive tee shot, pretty close to the narrow neck of that green. Awkward, whether you try and hit a little pitch and run or try and hit a lofted wedge and sort of pitch that ball a little closer to the hole.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Really? This is that awkward length.
We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards, a par 5, although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. It's 602 yards these days for a long hitter.
What do you say? It's a drive in a 7-iron?
That's a mid-range par 5.
Well, yeah, 2 woods. The longer hitters will definitely get at home there, especially in good conditions. But bunker down the left, avoid that, carry that, and then we can think about the second shot. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Always like to watch the second shots, Frank, in high-level golf like this to a par 5, and here we are at the 7th.
You get rewarded with distance off the tee for a start. This is a huge green from front to back, rather narrow from side to side, but you're right. A nice towering second shot is certainly going to be well received into this green.
Headed for the bunker? Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Really not much to this. The only iteration or focus. Almost. Wow. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Clean this up with a tap. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water. Frank, only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15 foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there, and maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
This is a good-looking shot. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Starting to make the move, now to -3 with yet another birdie. Just love the variety here on the front side. Frank coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Frank, there's fairway, there's rough, and then there's mulch.
Yeah, the worst thing about the mulch is all these little chips around the ball, and that's so the ball doesn't sit up. And once again, this shot might look easy, but if you just miss it a bit, it so exaggerates the outcome.
Frank, a lot of exciting shots on this opening side, and here we go again, second to this par 5 9th.
Got to look at the green down the other side, Rich. Pitches a lot from left to right, so two choices. You're going to hit a normal shot, you've got to aim that a little left of that flag. Either that or draw it back towards the flag and into that uphill slope. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
Yeah, well, they say par 5s are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make 4. Making a 6, though, well, that certainly sets yourself backwards. So tough up and down.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Settles in over the putt. That is a solid par putt. Third round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports. EGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today, it's live third round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Well, again, Frank, we get that good mix of holes here. We've had a couple of par threes, a short par five, and that opening par four. Now at the fifth hole, 424-yard par four.
The first bunker on the right, not really in play for the good players. Just be a little cognizant of that one on the left side, depending on what club you want to hit off the tee. Ideally, that line is the third bunker, the one in the distance. That's a good line off the tee here. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Perfect, and in the hole. What a shot. Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, fifth hole, 424-yard par four. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Playing this par four, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Solid play, heart of the green. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, not in contention, but in for par. 602-yard par five, seventh hole. Frank, I'm guessing you want to take the big stick out and let it rip here.
Saw Rory McIlroy hit his tee shot here. So far, he had an iron in. There's something about a well-hit shot. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Going with a lob wedge here. Third shot, looking for a good one. That will be a great look at birdie. Now a 7-footer. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole?
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Frank, this one's headed way right.
And raft trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Now to hole number 9, 501 yards. It's a par 5.
Yeah, we finished with the third par 5 on the front 9. You're just going to come through those sort of chute of marvelous trees that define this fairway. Just avoid the right side. Something down the left side is going to open up the second shot.
Try to loft this one in the air with the lob wedge. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might
Make clean contact from the rough. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank well off the pace, but the true professionals, they keep digging, trying to get better. Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Golf Channel on NBC and EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live final round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Obviously, Frank, you want to hit good shots at a place like this, but you also want to take some shots. You want to snap off a few pictures because it's breathtaking.
I thought you were talking about big game hunting there when you were saying you don't want to shoot these animals. They're beautiful. No, yeah, it is. It's wonderful to come up here and play golf.
Long and accurate. That's how you win in this game. 325 yards in the fairway. That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now. Chance for back-to-back.
He's in the hole for a birdie. Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunkie should easily be able to carry that, and, well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, club selection so important on this second shot here at the 16th.
Yeah, any time that the elements don't work in your favour, and by that I mean here the false front, everything rolling back, then you've got to actually be more aggressive, and you're going to get the reward. So it's not like playing reckless golf, it's just the terrain dictates that you fly the ball every inch of the way. Should be safely on deck.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. He takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Rich. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. And it'll set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. Really a chance to have a fast finish. Oh, I liked that.
Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th, set up well for a chance to go after this flagstick. Second shot, good look at the green.
It's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can. But there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
She's ended up on the fairway, and with such a good lie, so many more options available now. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favourite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favourite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Settles in over the putt. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Frank, we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any competitive player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to actually get something out of each and every tournament they play in.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the International Challenge. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Always a treat to be in Scotland, Frank, and at one of the oldest golf clubs in the world, Royal Troon.
Yeah, it's getting close to 150 years old. It was first established all the way back in 1878. Actually, the original golf course only had 5 holes on it. But over the Open Championship roster, this has probably been the most successful, or provided the most success to American players. The last 6 Open Championship winners were all American.
Has one of the most famous holes in all of major championship golf, the 123-yard par 3/8. It's known as the postage stamp, and one of the legends had a really nice moment there many years ago.
The late Gene Sarazen, the Squire, yeah, he had a little ace there, all televised too, and it was a great way to remember his phenomenal career.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
Which has been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. And ready to tee off here at the par 4, 391 yards second.
Yeah, it's not overly long. The biggest priority for the players is just avoiding the bunkers. All 11 of them, whether it be with your tee shot or the second hole. But at that modest length, it is very much a birdie hole. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
We have 115 yards to the hole. Frank, I'm thinking back to 1989 in the Open Championship. That was sort of our first chance to see the new playoff format at the Open.
That's right, Rich. In 1985, they decided to have a 4-hole playoff, and that had been changed too. In 1964, they went from a 36-hole playoff to an 18-hole playoff. And the reason why? My fellow countryman, Bob Charles, won in a 36-hole playoff in 1963. They realized 36 was too much. I think 4 holes right now is just perfect.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Well, the who's who.
Now at the 3rd hole here at Royal Troon, and Frank, another sort of short par 4, just 379 yards.
Yeah, simplicity's the key here, Rich. You don't really want to hit the ball more than 280 yards. Reason why is there's a burn there. And then from there, still only a wedge into a green that has 2 tiers.
She really hit that tee ball nicely. It is in perfect position, and now she'll have a chance to capitalize. So a good lie right in the fairway and only 135 yards away. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. And getting ready for the putt. That's an important birdie right there. Into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Oh, there's so much at stake this week, Richard.
And now back over to the 4th. Frank, you have to be impressed with what you've seen from the golfer so far.
It's rock solid. The ultimate of professional. Doing exactly what you should be on a day like today. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. That's a pleasure to watch. Just an ideal looking golf swing. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance.
Frank, sometimes it takes a bold stroke to win a tournament. Get back into it, and that's what we just saw.
Birdies make a move. Eagle, especially right now, could not have picked a better time.
At the par 3 5th, ready to get this hole started.
Prevailing breeze once again should be coming from the water, which is on the right. That makes that tee shot a little bit more difficult because it pushes the ball to those 3 bunkers on the left side.
Well, this could be good. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Headed for home and in. What a tremendous putt. Well, Frank, typically when you step up to a par 5, you're thinking birdie, maybe even eagle. But this is 601 yards, a behemoth. It's long, and you can get punished for a mistake here, can't you?
It used to be the longest par 5 on the Open Championship Rota. But remember, there's humps and hollows that can always be used in your advantage. To your advantage. If you aim it down the right side, the ball normally kicks back towards the middle of the fairway. So that's the side to be aiming on.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Yet another birdie and on the march, 7 under for the tournament. Frank, we're moving inland now, and what are we facing here at this par 4 7th hole?
Just a dogleg to the right, ideally just a little cut off the tee. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. No fairway here, this one in that rough. Second shot from 150. That is impressive. Hit every single green in regulation today. Well done. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present, like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, here we are, all of 123 yards. It's the famous postage stamp hole.
It sits up there. They're the deepest, all the way down on that right side.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Frank, the ninth hole, 423 yards, not especially long by today's standards. You looking to make birdie here? You happy to make a par and move on to the back nine?
Well, there's certainly a chance for birdie. One of the hardest things about the ninth is the raised green. And it's sort of, there's two tiers here, just the top level. If that pin is on the top level, then you would certainly walk away with 4 very happily.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder, hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
This is a good-looking shot. Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet. This for par. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Setting up in the fairway, 200 yards to where that hole is cut. She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Frank, this 11th hole can be a real bear. Even the Golden Bear knows that.
Yeah, just to remind him, in his rookie year in 1962, he made a whopping 11. Now, I can't remember the last time I heard Jack Nicklaus made double figures on one hole.
Yeah, so maybe a bogey 5 or even a double bogey 6. Not so bad.
Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290. Second shot.
That will be a great look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under par. Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot.
Second shot, good look at the green. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Just a couple of feet. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, on paper, 13 seems pretty straightforward, but it's not that simple, is it?
No, very stringent tee shot. Gorse right and left, plus a little sort of mound with some rough on down the right side. So really, you got to hit the ball down, not just the fairway, but the left side of the fairway. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Third shot about 100 yards out. Good-looking shot right here. Solid play, heart of the green. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, what kind of par 3 is the 14th here?
You can get sucked in here, just 180 yards, which isn't considered that long. But if you look too much at the front of the green, you're going to see that's where the protection is.
Frank, did you just see that?
She just made an ace, Rex. Amazing.
Hole in one. Yes. Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play.
Good start to the hole, Frank.
Yeah, nice drive there. Swinging well, too. This will certainly set up this hole.
This is all feel with a lob wedge. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Tester from 4 feet. They'll take it. That's a par. Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
She had a good shot off the tee, and now she has all sorts of options available. Let's see what she does here. Now the second shot to the par 5. Third shot, looking for a good one. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Just a little tap in here. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Frank, now to the hole they call Rabbit, 222-yard par 3.
I don't know why it's called Rabbit, because this is certainly some tough par 3. Green sits up a little bit. There's a big roll-off on the left side, well bunkered. This takes a brilliant long iron shot just to keep it on the green.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the right fairway bunker ruined Greg Norman's chance at the 1989 Open Championship here at Royal Troon.
Yeah, pulled out driver, and there's one bunker down the right side. It had a perfect tee shot, what looked like it was perfect. Somehow it managed to run all the way down there and behind the lip. And of course the rest is history.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Frank, this is a hole, number 18, where you don't want to be in a hurry to get to the clubhouse.
Yeah, there's out of bounds just off the back of this green, so you might want to keep that in the back of your mind. Don't go long.
Yeah, OB is just steps from the clubhouse. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll. Safely on the dance floor.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.